What's good, people? It's your boy, Uncle Fred, back in the house. You see the smile on my face, right? You know why I'm smiling. Zach just got signed. Jerry saw what we saw Saturday night, and he went on and made that deal. We're going to talk about that. Zeke signs with another team, and then we're going to talk about what we need to do going forward. And this is going to be a short video. Just want to give like a celebratory video about the developments of today. As a Cowboy fan, I'm happy, but I ain't satisfied, and I'll tell you why. Right back at you with Uncle Fred. We'll see you just a second.
Two times on the beat.
What's good, people? It's your boy, Uncle Fred, back in the house, back in the saddle, one more gear. Go ahead and hit that like, comment, and subscribe. We ain't going to be here long. Just want to share something with you. So I'm guessing Jerry saw what we saw Saturday night, and with the offensive line getting pushed around, stuffed back into the running backs. He saw the 4 sacks they gave up, and he saw that it was foolish for him to continue with this charade that they weren't going to pay Zach Martin. And as of today, according to Adam Schefter, Zach Martin, back in the fold, signs a 2-year, it's just an extension, which will raise his salary to $18 million. Zach Martin was scheduled to make $13.5 million this year and $14 million next year, which is like $27.5 million. Of course, like I was telling you before, he signed a 6-year, $84 million deal back in 2018. I think 40 of it was fully guaranteed, and they get 20 million of it in his pocket. And he was the highest paid guard in the league in 2018. I'm sorry. And since then, other guys have gone ahead of him, and like I said, he was number 8, 7 or 8. I'm not. It tells you here he had gone. I think he had moved down to he was the 8th highest paid guard. He will now move to number 3 behind Chris Lindstrom from the Falcons and Quentin Nelson of the Indianapolis Colts, and he'll move in at number 3. So he still faces $850,000 in fines because he missed like 3 weeks of training camp at $50,000 a day. That's set up by the NFLPA. You know, that's the collective bargaining agreement they set up in 2020. And Martin was selected number 16 out of Notre Dame back in 2014. He was an All-Pro in 2014, 2016, 18, 19, and then 21 and 22. Okay. He is a 6-time All-Pro. He has started all 137 of his 9-year career at guard for the Dallas Cowboys. And as I've said before, he is a warrior. All right. Now, having said that, I told you on yesterday, I kind of see Jerry's point in that, we made you this deal then, and as the years go on, other guys get signed, either from other teams and on your team. And you kind of got a schedule for who gets paid when and how much and that sort of stuff. And the dollars go up every year. So, I'm torn because I know that they signed him and it was a good deal, and it this. I mean, you know, you're not going to be the highest paid dude in the NFL for long because guys sign for long because the day's dollar is not tomorrow's dollar, right? That's always been. If you know economics, that's the thing. So I kind of get Jerry's point from that. But at the same time, when you've been the kind of dude that Zach Martin has been, he don't give you no trouble. He's not, not in the news. He's not holding out. I mean, we held out here, but he's not getting in trouble for PEDs or substance abuse and getting 4-game suspensions. He's not bribing the test takers. I'm talking about Lyle Collins here, and he was what I was a professional, and he doesn't hadn't been of trouble or anything. He's a team captain, so when those kind of guys say stuff, you kind of might want to pay attention to them. So when you start looking at the deal, actually over the next 2 years, Zach Martin is going to make $27.5 million. So now he's going to make $36 million over the next 2 years, which is $8.5 million. So you're trying to tell me, Jerry, that you had the line stuck in the sand over $4.25 million a season? That's what we're talking about? Because that's what 4.25 times 2 is 8.5. That's what that was the holdup. You couldn't have done that like 2 weeks ago. Okay, Zach, man, we can squeak you out in something. Maybe even give you an additional year. Maybe reduce that so we can reduce that per year cap hit. And we could have did. You could have done that. This is an insignificant amount of money. And I just think that's I got an issue with it because I think you kind of drug this thing out, and really the amount of money we're talking about is minuscule. All right, but look, I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. Zach's in. He's going right out to Oxnard. He sent out I think an Instagram tweet. Basically, it says he posted a simple message: "Back to work." So that's just the kind of guy he is. No histrionics or none of that stuff. But back to work. And so back to work. So we're glad to have him back to work. So we got that going. So we're happy. Like I said, I know Jerry saw what we saw Saturday night, and he understands that we got some hitters in defensive trenches that's on our schedule this year, and you can't go into that with those guys we saw Saturday. You're just not. Austin Richards is kind of okay. I think he's going to do some stuff, but he's not quite ready yet. And then Forniak and Walesko might be okay. Forniak was not good. Josh Ball was not good, and the guy's playing center. Okay, his name escapes me right now. But he was not that great either. But so we really are not great at offensive line right now, even with getting Zach back. But anyway, we're glad to have him back, and that's a good start. And we'll talk about that. My additional to that here in just a minute. The other news of the day, now for all you Cowboy fans that was hoping beyond hope that we were going to get Zeke back, because I even had mentioned that we might get him back on a reduced deal, reduced role, be a good dude in the locker room, that sort of thing. Well, that got put to bed today because as of today, Ezekiel Elliott signs with the New England Patriots. He had a visit with them earlier, I think last week, and he signs with the New England Patriots. Deal worth up to $6 million, a 1-year deal worth up to like $6 million with incentives. I think he's got like a $3 million base salary and a $1 million signing bonus. Then he's getting like up to $2 million in incentives, like games played and probably yardage and average yards and games played, snaps, whatever. I'm sure there's all kind of little incentives in there. So Now I knew he wasn't gonna break the bank going to New England. New England don't pay nobody. I was like, yeah, well, but he could get up to $6 million. So I'm happy for him and for that. So we'll see what happens for that. And he will be rocking number 15, which is the number he wore when he was at Ohio State. So we'll see how that goes. But I know there's a lot of Cowboy fans that was holding out a candle. I mean, every day they was going out on the front porch with a candle, hoping that we would get Zeke back. But it appears that's not going to be the case at this point. So, I think we needed to move on. Zeke signed a 6-year, $90 million contract back in 2019 after holding out a training camp, just like Zach just did. And came into camp he came in like after right before the first game. And we know Zeke was never kind of the same back after he signed that big deal. I think he had 876 yards on last season, and he 3.8, a career low 3.8 yards per carry, which I think was the worst carry average of any starting running back in the NFL. But he had 12 touchdowns, a lot of short yardage touchdowns. And he was a number 4 overall pick in 2016, led the league in rushing both 2016, 2017, had the highest average rushing per game in 2017, but he missed 6 games due to 6 games suspension. He has started 102 games over 7 seasons with the Cowboys. I think he has 600 yards with the Cowboys. So, and you know what, man? I'm sorry to see him go, but I'm happy for that he did land somewhere. And now here's a little fun fact: Game 4, the Pats visit AT&T Stadium on October 1st with Zeke in tow. That promises to be a game. I'm sure that's going to be Zeke night, and I would look for him to score a touchdown or 2 that game because I'm sure Bill Belichick is going to make sure that happens. So Zeke signs with the Patriots, and I'm kind of melancholy about that. I mean, I think he needed to go, but because the price point that he was commanding, and also, I think he needed to move so that Tony Pollard and some of these other guys could kind of get their due, because I think it had become a political thing. Jerry wanted to make sure he got his touches, even when he had long past outlived his usefulness in terms of getting the lion's share of carries. So, but he'll be sharing the backfield with Ramondre Stevenson, and I think a dude named Kevin Harris, I think. So, I don't look for him to get. I think he had like 230 some odd carries, 212 carries last year, which I think is a low also. Don't look for him to even get that many for the Patriots. So Zeke going on to the Patriots, and like I said, we'll see him on October 1st. So anyhow, now moving back a little bit, and we get ready to shut this video down. I just want to touch base with you on that, but here's something we're going to talk about too. Is now we know that gotta save it first. All right, so we know that that's not the right one. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, so all right, so we signed Zach back. Now here's what I think. I think that the Cowboys should still go ahead and sign Dalton Risner. He's the free agent guard, formerly of the Denver Broncos. Played at Kansas State. He's 28 years old. He's 6'4", 315 pounds. And the reason I say that is because, see, I know Jerry. Jerry's just gonna want to do just enough, and I don't want to just do just enough. I want to break the door down. I want to kick the door in. I don't want to just ease inside the door. I don't want to just slide under the door opening. Okay. That's sort of like, somebody send you to the store with something. Okay, what's it? What's it cost? Oh, it's gonna be 370. It's gonna be like 350, and they give you 375. Give them the $4 so that you're sure that they got more than enough to get what you need. See, that's what Jerry did. He get fast enough because I thought that we should have got one the other backs that was available, either with Kareem Hunt. I know we got Ronald Jones. I thought that was a low hanging fruit. I think we could have got Kareem Hunt, or because I know Darwin Cook signed with the Jets today. I'm not sure what the terms of that deal was. I guess I can just find out real quick. But yeah, I thought that he should have do more than enough, to make sure you got enough to to do what you need to do. So let's see what we got here. All right, signs the deal with the Jets is 1 year. Okay, it's a little bit more here. Dalvin Cook signs a 1 year deal with up to $8.6 million. So that's a little bit pricier. So no, we weren't going to give him $8.6 million because that would have been like $18 million going towards the running back room, in addition to what you're paying Pollard and Ronald Jones and Rico Dowdle and all those dudes, on vet minimums, whatever, on rookie minimums, whatever. But yeah, he's got up to $8.6 million, probably with some incentives instead. This is being reported by Ian Rappaport. But the point I was trying to make as we get ready to close this video out is that you want to, what I'm looking at is that we got probably a 2, maybe 3 year window. When I'm talking about with guys like Dak, guys CD, guys like Diggs, guys like Micah Parsons, Tank Lawrence. As long as you got that nucleus in place, you kind of want to see if you can maximize those efforts in the next 2.5, 3 years. And we're not looking at 2027, 28. We're trying to win now while we got this nucleus. And if we need to spend a little extra to make sure we got enough talent to do the thing, because what I'm trying to tell you is I saw what I saw Saturday night. And we're playing the Giants. They got a guy named Dexter Lawrence who's a monster on the defensive tackle. Okay, we know that the Eagles got Fletcher Cox, in addition to Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, who they just got. They're formidable up front. Okay, we also know the Washington Commanders. They got Chase Young. They got Deron Payne. They have Jonathan Allen, and they also have Montez Sweat. That's a formidable defensive line. You can't go up against them with scrap parts. So, and then somewhere down the line we play Seattle. Somewhere down the line we play the San Francisco 49ers. Okay, with Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa, and they got Graham. Javon Hargrave. They got Hargraves to go with Bosa. So you got your offensive line need to be solid. We don't know how long Tyron Smith is going to hold up. Not played a full season since 2015. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So what you're going to end up happening is you're going to slide Tyler Smith out to tackle, and then who you going to have playing left guard? Matt Waletzko, Matt Forniak. Who you gonna have playing up against guys like Jordan Davis or Jalen Carter? Who you gonna have blocking those guys? Because I saw these same dudes against backups for Jacksonville after the first quarter get pushed around. So yeah, we need to go and get Dalton Risner. So we got got a backup for Tyler Smith in the event that Tyron Smith goes down, and we know he's going to. The idea is to do more than enough. Because trust me, the Eagles when they had an opportunity, they did more than enough. They didn't just do enough. They said, no, let's make sure that's fortify this thing, you know, so it don't leak. Okay. So that's what I look for. So yeah, Jerry, don't be satisfied with just signing and thinking that's all we need to do. No, sign Dalton Risner, and because I think he got a visit with the Vikings and whatnot. So no, go ahead and do that because our offensive line got to be solid. Our offensive line is solid, man. I think we can take this thing. I think we're in good position to win the whole thing because I think our defense is that solid. Our defense is that good, and if our offensive line can just hold up, give us some good running lanes, and give Dak time to throw, I think our wide receivers are good enough. Especially from what I saw the other night with Jalen Tolbert. And I failed to mention that nice catch he made down the left sideline that the refs took away from him. It's like a 38-yard catch. They say he OPI'd on, but he just snagged that thing. So that's why I was saying Jalen Tolbert is clearly the number 4 receiver. And we got a good crop of receivers. So I'm just saying, look, do more than enough. Don't be satisfied. Don't just squeak into the thing. Why not just kick the door down? Leave no doubt that we are that team this year. That we are that team. But that's all I got. Like, comment, share the content, whatever, and become a part of the Uncle Fred Sports experience. Guarantee you will not be disappointed. Once again, Zach back in fold, 2 years added with $8.5 million additional dollars. Zach Martin's reporting to Oxnard, and looking forward to getting to work. And Zeke with the Pats now, so we'll see him on October 1st. That's all I got. God bless. We'll catch you guys in the next video.